So I'm actually not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't know who this guy was. His name's Owen Benjamin. I think he's some kind of conservative comedian. Now, here's what happened, and the reason that I want to talk about this especially is because this is something that is about free speech, and I want to tell you what I think, and I want to know what you guys think, of course, as well. But hear me out first. So, you guys know who David Hogg is. He is someone who was a survivor of the Parkland shooting in Florida, and he's been subject to a lot of criticism. Now, here's what this guy sent out on Twitter. He said, I would love it if at David Hogg 111 repeated any tweets I said to him on CNN. It would make me laugh so fucking hard if they called me hateful because I said he isn't old enough to have pubes. Fuck. The more serious people get about my hatred, the funnier it is. He said, so here's what he said. He said, hey, at David Hogg, feel free to try and boycott me. I don't have sponsors because I don't need them. Oopsies. Anyway, when did you grow pubes? Don't you think it's weird that you are telling grown men how to live when you barely have pubes? College is gay, by the way. Enjoy gay college. LOL. And then he also says, last thought of the night, good chance at David Hogg hasn't grown pubes yet, and he's trying to limit your constitutional rights. Think about that. Good night, America. So, he was then banned from Twitter for this stuff. And here's what I want to say, because conservative people are rushing to his defense. But while I said that, and I try my hardest, I would say, consistent as much as I can on free speech. So, for example, when it comes to college campuses, any public university should not be allowed to bar someone from speaking because they are recipients of tax dollars and therefore they must uphold the Constitution. However, in this case, Twitter's a private business, right? And the thing is that while we would love to have kind of really disgusting and weird shit like this where it's a borderline sexual harassment case of a child where he's saying that he hasn't grown, he's talking about a little kid's pubes, and it gets to this kind of bullying, harassment, disgusting kind of realm, right? It's something that I think should be, that I would be okay with the Twitter terms of service going after. So, or being against. Now, here's why. So, when I say I am pretty much a free speech absolutist, spare your, direct threats of violence and things like that are, libel, slander, etc. Those very few exceptions, right? This is something in which I think that a private entity should have a terms of service that has rules against this. Now, let me tell you kind of an example. So, let's say like you're a YouTuber and you're doing some kind of a live stream, and essentially in your chat, there's a bunch of people saying racist stuff or talking about pubes or is talking about your pubes, saying that they want to, thinking about your pubes or something like that. Now, if you ban them, you're prohibiting free speech, right? And YouTube will sometimes do this. Sometimes they'll block some of those comments on their own. I know that they have some kind of new feature with that. But that's something where I think that when it comes to having a private entity like this, it's something that should be in place. So, when it comes to bullying a kid and talking about his pubes and getting into really weird fucking like sexual harassment and bullying cases of a kid, I think that should be something that's against the terms of service. If he had said essentially anything that wasn't, a threat of violence or about fucking pubes to this guy, to David Hogg, I would have said it's fine. But this kind of stuff, you can't expect a respectable business like Twitter or anywhere like this to accept speech like that on their platform because it's fucking disgusting and it's something very stupid. And the same goes for if you're tweeting out, sexual pictures or you're tweeting out racist slurs and you're tweeting out, nudity or you're fucking, just direct threats of violence or being a bully. I think that they should be able to suspend you. And in this case, I'm glad they suspended this dude. And I've explained to you guys why. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know in the comment section down below.